my introduction, right? I'm Kishan. I'm from Karnataka. Assam. I completed engineering in when I'm a student of technology in Bangalore. Later, I started my career in RPA UiPath. I have worked on web automation, Excel automations, and invoice processing also, document understanding framework. And I have worked in UAT phases for checking the code standards, these things, and worked in deploying the process to productions and giving support to the existing codes. This is my overall experience.
Okay. So if you observe carefully, you mentioned about Karnataka, you mentioned about your engineering. So
Yes.
after you have 2 years of experience, no need to mention those things if you ask me.
Okay.
Okay. And you're clearly saying that if they ask you where did you study, then go ahead, but not required.
Okay.
And to what I understand, you are just giving out the details like names and all, but you're not going in detail like what exactly have you done in whatever you're telling. So let's go and check in the files of general. In general, there is something called live transcript.
Transcript. Okay.
Okay. So this is recorded either by me or one of the team members. So this is from one of the team member. Let's go with my transcript. So yeah. So
Okay.
this is, can you see the screen?
Yes. Yes. I'm able to.
Okay. Now, guys, you have already heard what he said. Now you just read whatever is there in this particular file. No need to understand completely. Just read. Others, just listen. Read it loud so that I can hear.
I have overall 5 years of experience in IT, and in that I have the 3 years of experience as an RPA developer, and I majorly worked with UiPath. I was involved in project lifecycle activities from the initiation state to analysis phases to deployment and finally maintenance phase. I have experience in working with all types of bot development. I also worked on all the activities with respect to email, Excel, and all UiPath activities. And I have also good understanding with the orchestrator. Since I am working with the RE framework, most of the projects require transactions from orchestrator queue. So I have a good experience with orchestrator as well. I have completed the certification from this academy, UiPath Academy with respect to Orchestrator, and I do have experience in the previous version of Orchestrator, that is 2019, and the latest version of Orchestrator, that is 2021.
Now, do you see any difference between what you have read just now and what
Yeah.
you have said for yourself?
Yes, Vajran, actually, I removed about my education in one of interview. They told
Hmm.
they given feedback like you are so much hurry about telling your experience. You need to introduce with your education also like that. They told
See,
actually. So
when you are giving the feedback, so
uh,
did they give feedback at the end or did
yes,
they
yes.
give feedback in the beginning?
They told at the end of the interview.
Yes. So
You need
what
to.
exactly might have happened is
Mhm.
when you are giving or when you are telling, you are answering as a fresher.
Okay.
You are not answering as a 2 years experienced
Okay.
person. Okay. So why am I telling that? Because when you gave your self-introduction, you just said about the all the side headings, but you never said that you have really an expertise in working that, and you already worked on multiple projects across all those activities. See, if you are experienced, it doesn't too much matter to mention it at the upfront until and unless it is from IIT or IIM. Okay. But even though you have completed your studies, like giving it too much preference is not required. That's what I'm telling. Okay. We need to discuss, buddy. You can unmute and talk. That's fine. You can be the person to contact. Hello, can you please unmute? What happened? Did he left or not? Okay, fine. Let's continue. So when we are checking with introduction, just make sure, and moreover, see, this did not complete yet. Major activities that I worked with: orchestrator, creation of robots, task creation. Just go ahead and complete the introduction question. Just
Okay.
read it.
Okay. Major activities that I worked are with orchestrator or creation of robots,
Mhm.
task creation and working with the task, debugging the jobs and the scheduling of any jobs if required. So I worked on a time schedule as well. SQ SQ activities triggers as well. So I do have a knowledge on cron expressions. So to schedule the jobs.
So whatever, so this is the live recording that have happened. Okay. So I would like each and every one of you to do the same. Like you prepare your own transcript, but how to do that? Everyone open Teams and in that go to our July team. Okay. Go to files, create a file with your name, interview transcript. Make it right now. Like I'll just create a folder. Just wait, don't create it up outside. Uh, we not only deal only with our code and projects, but we'll also deal with interviews. We'll also deal with mock interviews and resume preparations, everything. And this will not be like one day activity. This will happen for the continuous 3 weeks plan. Okay. So just trust the process and start working on it. Yeah. Go to interview transcripts and go ahead and create your name with interview transcript as the sub subname. Word. Okay. So once it is done, Kishan, you can go on mute. Okay. You have experience. Let's just see. So I can, okay. Saikit, can you please share your screen?
Okay, Vajrang.
So we have some very fresher Ketan. It will be very good platform for you to get to know how and what and where you need to speak over. So clearly listen and understand. Okay.
Okay, Master.
Yeah. Since you are very new, like when did you pass out?
Actually, I passed out in 2016 and I
Uh,
worked in banking sector and
okay.
now I'm trying to shift to software.
You may need to keep some fake experience. You check if you
Yeah,
can have some contacts. Okay.
yes, yes.
So if I were you,
Hmm.
Saikiran, these are the questions that I ask for myself and I'll make sure that I answer them and I have answers for those questions. So Saikiran,
Okay.
tell me about yourself. Okay. So you accept it or not, every question, every interview starts with these basic questions to get to know what exactly and how exactly you know the things. Give me the access, please.
Okay.
No. How should you prepare your transcript? See, the transcript need not be like hard coded, like this is the only thing that you need to say. But when you say that, it will be like you are reading some book. But when it's coming from what you already know, then it will be more authentic. Okay. I can tell me about yourself.
Yep. Um, so mm, I'm Saikiran, and have been in the industry from past 4.5 years, and in that I have almost nine months of experience in RPA, working in UiPath. Mm, Actually, I'm working in a tech support team, but as per client requirements, we have started working on the automations. So in that part, I have worked on UiPath Studio, Orchestrator, and deployed the automations into the orchestrator, and currently running in attend one bot in attended and a few bots in unattended modes. Um, Along with that, I have some basic knowledge on web application development and backend Python development as well. Yeah, that's it.
So if you are saying you are only able to talk just 1 minute or 2 minutes, right? Not even
Yeah,
even less when you
yeah.
don't observe this, even less. So an introduction should always kill at least 5 to 6 minutes of your interviewer time.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay. You can ask until he ask. I didn't want to share. Oh, okay. So until and unless he asks you to stop, you can go ahead and continue. Okay. But for that, you need to know what you need to talk and how far you can go with 6 months or 1 year of experience that you are posting. Second part, when you are already saying as a developer, don't mention that you are working as a tech support in the tech support.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Whatever you might have done, but mentioning in a tech support, it literally meant that you are taking calls and you are answering some calls and you're chatting with someone and resolving their issues.
Mm.
Okay. If that is, see, any point that is not helping you to land in a job, you can avoid it. You must avoid it.
Okay.
Okay. And what you said, right? You worked on web application development and Python development. That's fine because you are mostly into, again, developmental background. And you have already said that you have 4 years of experience. Don't say that you have 6 months of experience in RPA. Go with at least like after the completion of this training program, you will be able to easily answer with around 1 to 2 years of experience.
Okay.
Okay, so this transcript must be upgraded or updated. So you
Yeah, okay,
just
Vajran.
type in all the things. See, whatever you said, this is what you are saying to your interviewer.
Yeah.
If he's listening to the same thing, will he be appreciating whatever you said or not? That's what you need to
Um,
think.
no.
See, I'm not asking you if he appreciates it or not, but just see the answer that you have given. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Can you tell me about PDD?
Just a minute. What is PDD?
Okay. There you go. Okay. Can you tell me about RPA lifecycle?
Yeah, sure. Uh, so RPA lifecycle. has actually mainly divided into um, 6 stages, like discovery phase, where we actually discover the scope of creating an automation. Solution design phase, so we need to initially design how to move towards the creating automation. And next is development phase, and we need to develop the automation using UiPath Studio. And next is user acceptance testing. The business team actually perform testing on the automation. And deployment phase, where we need to deploy the automation into cloud orchestrator. And finally executing the bots, and we can execute bots in two ways: in attended mode and unattended mode. Attended mode from maybe from UiPath assistant, we need a human to run them manually, and unattended can be scheduled through orchestrator. Yeah.
Excellent answer. You
And
covered most of the things, and you can add more if you want. Okay. So, see, this answer is perfect if you ask me. Okay.
yeah,
You are able
okay,
to explain about RPA lifecycle without any issues.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, can you include that in your, so here the question can be, tell me what are the stages you are involved in the entire life cycle? Yeah.
um yeah, I have actually involved in um almost all the 6 stages. Initially, we have discovered what are all the manual tasks that that have scope of creating an automation. Later, we have designed the steps to be performed while creating the automation. And then yeah, we have worked on UiPath Studio for entire development, and we have given that tool to our business access to the tool to the business team, where they have performed the test and they said the everything is looks good. And then we have uploaded into the orchestrator, and currently we are running we are running the bot from orchestrator mode.
Okay. So here I have observed something like this. Everything looks good. Business access to the tool. They have performed tests, and so instead of telling business, they have said everything looks good. So we can change it something like this. Business team gave go ahead to move process to production.
Hmm.
Go ahead simply means that it's a mail.
um yeah, okay.
Okay. So then we have loaded the region. So this still need to be corrected. Like you did not clearly mention like all the stages what you have done. You just mentioned about the project again.
Mm,
Here the task is like, okay, in unit testing, like what you have done, I have created test cases. In unit testing, I gave demo to client and help them in understanding the current process, help them in creating test data. And once they have completed the UAT, they gave us a go ahead, and then we deployed the process into production. So after production, we had around 1 week of hypercare phase. So hypercare phase is the first week. Like hypercare phase will not depend on only on 1 week or 15 days. There is a different scenario. But whatever you are saying, you can add some masala to it. Okay.
okay. Yeah, actually, I'm not aware of that case, but I understand what you are trying to give
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now, tell me about orchestrator.
Yeah. So, UiPath Orchestrator is the web
You take it.
application.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
please
sorry.
continue.
Okay. So UiPath Orchestrator is the web application uh, that actually allows us to execute the uploaded execute the bots. Um, this We can use this orchestrator uh, to create, monitor, and schedule the automation bots. Uh, it's actually we can call it as an centralized uh, centralized place where we can manage and control those bots. Um, Once the automation is done, we can deploy the bots into the UiPath orchestrator and run from there. Apart from this, we can create queues, which for which the queues can be used while developing the automations in RE framework. So, which will actually dispatch the data into the queues and while running the bots. Along with that, we can manage accesses to the users to the bots. We can update the packages, and we have a concept called storage buckets where we can upload the config files and update it whenever required. And recently we have another option in UiPath Cloud called Studio Online. I think it will get it in the future days.
Okay, so we will get it in the future days. Rather than saying that, I think UiPath will release in next versions to enterprise license.
Mm, Okay.
So you need to be more authentic towards, like, okay, you are complete professional working on the professional terms and professional wordings. Don't just sound like you are some fresher. Okay.
Okay.
No. So what I have observed, so Saikiran, is you are ready to go for the interviews. That's for sure. Okay.
Okay, Vajran. Okay.
And I will give you a small suggestion. So go to general folder. In general folder files, we have 300 interview questions.
Okay.
Okay. So ideally this is already prepared. So most of the questions are already, you know them already. But the wordings and the vocabulary is what you may need to a bit improve, but that's not mandatory and that's not required if you are very good at technical.
Okay.
Okay, but having them read at least once or twice over a period will help you to easily answer than think and answer. Like, see, if I want to tell something, rather than thinking, I can talk about a concept if I'm talking about it for a longer period without thinking. Okay.
Right.
So if you can speak more and if you can prepare yourself more, that's enough for you. Okay. So what
Okay.
is your current package?
Close to 10.
Close to 10 is your current package.
Uh, uh, yeah, close to 10. I mean, 9.7.
Yeah. So you can expect around 15 to 18 lakhs per annum.
Okay.
But don't go with 6 years, 6 months of experience. You are answering much more better than that. So go for 2 years of experience
Okay.
with UiPath.
Yeah.
Anyway, see, when you're going with 2 years of experience, the interview questions also will come in such a way. But while working with our projects, you will be able to complete it and you will be able to learn it. That's for sure. And this is not only for, though I'm telling it only for Kiran. See, this is for everyone. I'm just asking you to think how an interviewer thinks and answer what an interviewer wants. Don't answer what you know, answer what interviewer wants.
Mm.
Okay. And if you can see here, this is the UiPath developer interview questions for support.
Okay.
So these are for Tech Mahindra. So just go ahead and check them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So go your profile and create your profile as a RPA developer. Don't go for anything else.
Yeah. Okay, Vajrang. Yeah.
I hope you are getting whatever I'm telling. This is for everyone again. Resumes. So upload your resumes in this folder and we will review our resumes in next session. Okay. We will not take complete 1 hour for it, but we will be able to understand, pick 1 or 2 resumes and tell where you are missing and how you can upgrade them. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So for today's session, we still have 15 minutes and we'll be covering a lot within 15 minutes. So bear and stay with me and then hear properly. Maybe you already know the concepts, but still stay with me to listen. Yes. Thank you so much, Saikiran. You're doing great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm sharing my screen again. So yesterday we have completed day 5. So from today it's officially day 6 and we'll be starting with projects. Okay. So when I say project, what is a project and how can we treat something as a project? So yesterday or day before yesterday, I have given you a Word file with all the question and with all the requirements and with the solution that I want. So can that be considered as a project or not?
Yes. A mini project.
Any project. So I can tell like any kind of solution developed at an enterprise level. When I say enterprise, with proper coding definitions and coding standards, with all the logging mechanisms and with all the authentication and authorization approvals, and we have proper logging and testing and debugging, enough testing and debugging done so that when a project or when a process is moved into production, it can work seamlessly and it can restart itself whenever there is an exception, or it can identify and find an error and replicate or report it on timely basis. So whatever it is, even if it is a plus b whole square, and if we are trying to find some result out of it, and if it is done on a proper level, and if customer is paying you to do it, then it's a project. Okay. So don't think that like every project is like, okay, I have documents like PDFs. If I do only PDF automation, that's a project. Or if I do only web automation, that's a project. Or if I do only a UI like unattended automation, that's a project. It's not like that. So any kind of process that we develop that takes an input and gives an output is a process or it's a project. Okay. So initially, as I have said, we'll be starting with simple mini projects, then we'll be going ahead in further. But one important thing that we will be doing in each and every project, that is, we'll be completely following each and every stage of project lifecycle for everything. So we will do all the activities, even though if we try to do a Excel automation or if we try to do a calculator automation, irrespective of what it is, we will understand the analysis, create documentation, create automation, and test the automation, create test cases, move for UAT, deploy it into production, take it into hypercare. Each and every step we are going to do. Okay, so if you want to just see what is right, RPA life cycle, just go ahead and yep. Okay. Now, there can be multiple things that are mentioned here, but ideally some things that you can directly take is identification or analysis, documentation, documentation and design, okay, development, testing. So once the testing is completed, then go for UAT, like the testing comes with unit testing, integration testing, and UAT, everything. Production and hypercare and maintenance. So I haven't seen what that's there in the website, but normally you can change the names and you can call them. So monitoring and change management comes into maintenance. Next, deployment comes here, production movement or production deployment. Okay, before production deployment, testing. So we have testing, development, design, assessment and prioritization. So everything can be done in identification and analysis and documentation and design. So you need not tell only this one, but the idea is first we will think, then we will try to design something, then we will code, test it, and move it to production. Okay. And if there are changes, we will do it at the end. So these are the basic concepts for any kind of RPA development lifecycle or RPA lifecycle. Okay. So I'm seeing Srikanth. Srikanth, I have seen your profile and it's mentioned that you are working as an RPA developer for the past 3 years. Is it right?
Uh, in my profile?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
maybe I think I've seen someone's profile in the morning. Let me just check. They have also tagged me. Maybe not
Yeah.
Srikanth.
Maybe we
Okay.
can check that once again. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just checking.
Because I'm not developer, Vajrang. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not you. I'm just checking out with the name. Just a second. Okay. Ravi. Ravi. I can. Yeah, Srikanth, this is your profile, right? Srikanth.
Yes, yes.
So you mentioned that RPA lead solution architect and machine learning practitioner. So I was just wondering, why did you join this course?
Yeah, as I told you, I think if you remember,
Yeah.
the idea here was
Hmm.
whenever there are certain organizations, when
Hmm.
let's say if they want you to understand UiPath,
Hmm.
it's not that they want to understand from the architecture point of view, or they want to understand the analysis about different tools.
Mhm.
So even if today other tools have worked, I just wanted to understand in depth about UiPath as well, because
Hmm.
different organizations, they are working with different tools. So I just wanted to explore this tool as well, so
Okay,
that I can
so
give some solution as well. It's just not
I
like
I got
learning.
it.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it. Got it. So I just seen your profile. I'm just checking on every profiles. So I was
Yes,
just
yes.
checking how much kind
And
of information that you have.
I think we have chatted this as well. Why I joined this? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I remember that. Okay.
Yes.
So fine. Let's like I just want to give enough information so that you can consume it. I because there we have if you have seen like we have people with 10 years of experience, 5 years of experience. I'm trying to give the maximum information so that you can consume and you can work with your activities. Okay. So here with respect to identification and analysis phase, so normally this particular activity will be done by business analyst BA, and business analyst will work with business leaders. Like for example, if there is an insurance client, he will work closely with the insurance client to find if there are some activities or some tasks that can be automated. And in the same way, he will design and document, be able to design. So normally this is for a well-structured organization and document PDD process in PDD. Okay, and so this PDD which we are talking about, PDD is process definition document. Okay, so in this we will have something like as is process and to be process. Okay, so what and exactly how we are going to work with these as is process and to be process. See, there is a simple requirement. My requirement is as simple as I have folder like the business user, they will generate reports daily, and all the reports will be shared. All the reports will be stored in a shared file, in a shared folder. Okay. Now, what normally happening is a user, let me just dictate it, it's faster. A user will need to open each and every file and check the information and copy the information into a report and save that report and send it to a business user or to the business team by the end of the day. And daily, it's taking around 30 minutes to complete this activity with 10 reports or 15 reports. And this is a daily process. So now when we are talking about something like this, see, let's try to understand what and how we need to analyze. So do you think that this process need to be automated and can be automated? Can anyone tell? Like, why should we automate this process? It's okay, right? If he's spending only 30 minutes of the time and he's doing it daily, why should someone automate it?
Because it is a repetitive process.
Naveen, your voice is not clear.
Because
Some
it
if
is a repetitive process.
can you just type in others if you are not interested to talk, then you can go ahead and type in. Why do you think that
because
this process can be automated? Yes, Shashank, go ahead.
it's a repetitive process, and it's
Okay,
taking not one people time. It's like everyone in the organization need to make that report. So
okay. So this is a repetitive process. Okay, and multiple people are working with this, right?
yes.
Multiple people are involved. Okay. Then what else? What else do you think that this is this reads an automation? Why? So everything when we talk about why goes into analysis phase.
So data is organized.
Data is organized. Can we say that we have structured information?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
We can say rule based, like the activity has steps in a number of sets, like one after
process is
another.
rule based and will not deviate. from existing process. So can you take it like this? Okay, then
The report will be accurate.
what is that?
Report will be accurate without any errors.
Okay, yeah, now you're telling about human errors.
Human errors, yes.
Yeah. We can also say something like this. There are human errors with incorrect data and some data may is errored while report is sent and requires lot of rework. Because why did it require a lot of rework? Because we don't know where exactly it failed. Okay. Now, yeah. So to avoid errors, minimize or avoid errors. Okay. Then what else? Why? Okay, let's assume that, okay, we found that this is a repetitive process, multiple people are involved, we have structured information, and this can be done in unattended mode. Is it right?
Yeah.
So if we just have a process or if we have a folder and if the folder has all the information, we just need to read the folder, add the information and move it. So that's it. So simple process. So not only this, any kind of automation, you need to think on these terms. Like, is it a repetitive process? Multiple people involved, like multiple humans involved and working on the same process. Now let's assume that this particular activity, Naveen, I'm keeping you in mute, sorry. Okay. Now with this particular activity, I just want to give one heads up. I mean, you need to go on mute, Naveen. Yeah, thanks. So we'll take 5 more minutes and we'll close it. Now with this activity, I will ask you one question. So this is 30-minute activity, but this is done only uh, quarterly once. Now, do we need to automate this process or not? Quarterly once, and it's taking 30 minutes. So, is it required to automate this process? Because you want to talk?
Yeah, so Vajrang, here it depends on the volume. So if the volume
Yeah,
is
the
more,
volume is 10 or 15 information. That's it. What if the information is not changing?
okay, then I
Only
think it
yeah.
is not that required if it is a quarterly.
Why?
It depends on the business case. If they are like now, as you're mentioning, if it's a quarterly, like for every 3 months, they want this bot to run. But again, if the volume is less, it's completely business dependent. If they want the bot, definitely we can build. But ideally, if you ask practically, then it's not actually enhancing the RPA skills, right? We are not actually leveraging the RPA here.
Okay. So rather than that, if you can talk with numbers, then it will be much more understandable. Okay. Now let's assume that this is simple process. Normally a process can be divided into, or any kind of project can be divided into three types or three levels. Okay. So first one is small, medium, like complexity, three complexity levels. Okay. And large complex projects. Small complex projects are ones that requires like this one, simple file movements and extracting or entering data into multiple information or something like that. This normally take around 4 weeks generally. and medium takes around 8 weeks. In between 4 to 8 weeks, and large takes around 12 weeks. So any project that's going outside 12 weeks, that should be divided into 2 mini projects. If you are taking that, see, this is not software development. This is automation where we need to have quick deployments. If the development itself is taking 3 months, okay, understand, like for every month, see calculations of time hours or person hours. Okay, now every month we will have calculations. So every week, daily we will have 8 hours. 8 hours into 5 working days. Okay, so into 4 weeks. Okay, so this literally meant that 5 4s are 20, 20 into 8 is 160. So this is 160 hours of work for one person. Okay, now when we are doing manually, like if it is run executed quarterly only once, is it good or enough to spend 30 minutes to complete a work, or should we do 160 hours of automation and should we run it for only for 30 hours? So which one is correct? Should we do it or not? So this type of calculation, we should do it before we say that this particular automation is not suitable for RPA, or this particular use case is not suitable for RPA. Okay, Srikanth, did you get it now?
Yeah.
So in projects or in organizations, we normally do it like not with one team, maybe with 2 members or 2 members or 3 members. So just multiply it by 2 and 3. 160 into 2 is 320, and add 160 more, that's 480. So 480 hours if you are spending on one simple process, and if you are running it only for 30 minutes, that doesn't give any returns on the investment that you are making for the time and the money. Okay. So when you talk about process and when you talk more about these details, then interviews will be much more interested than them listening only about activities. Okay, if you are going for a solution architect interview, you should not go and say that, okay, I worked on UI automation and web automation, because a solution architect doesn't only do development, he does much more than that. Okay, so understand and ideally answer to whatever the position that you're going for. Now, here, with respect to see, okay, we understood that in identification and analysis, we got a confirmation that this particular process can be automated or should be automated. Fine. Let's go ahead and design a PDD. So what's there in the PDD and how to work with PDD? That will be there for tomorrow's session. Stay tuned. Okay. So is this session interesting, and are you guys able to understand what we are trying to do? So is it the same way how yesterday, like last 5 meetings, how it happened? Is it in the same way?
No, actually, this meeting is very helpful for us actually to understand uh, how should we go further while working in the projects.
Thank you. Any more
Yeah.
feedbacks?
So Vadrang, I was googling some interview questions about the RPA developer, and I see that pretty much was the same questions. I would say like PDD and
Yeah.
life cycle of RPA
Yes.
automation.
Yes. Yes.
Similar question.
So
But some
if you
scenario-based questions, I think we need some experience. There was some scenario-based questions also.
see, when we are completing the projects, in the projects, you will get many scenarios. You will need to
Yes.
work with your team members to get them clarified and get them corrected. So there is no alternative. Like,
Yes.
okay, even if I tell you some scenario, interviewer may come up with some logic difference with that scenario. If you are able to relate, then you will be able to answer. If you are
Yes.
not able to relate, see, yesterday we tried to solve one Excel automation,
Excel.
right?
Yeah.
So to our surprise, someone in our team have the same question asked in a different way,
Different way. Yeah.
but the scenario is same. If you are able to at least do it once, then you will get it for the next time.
Yes.
Okay, just a bit of practice is required. So from today, I want each and every one of you to work in UiPath and to be UiPath developers. And what I want you to do from today, UiPath Academy, open UiPath Academy, daily 1 hour of the time, I need you to complete at least one activity or one course. So learning by role, go to RPA developer. I just want to start. If you are very beginner, go with RPA starter. Okay, RPA starter. So this one you need to enroll. That is 3 hours session, and ideally we should complete each and everything out of it. But let's just see if I can give you some basic things. So people with more than 5 years or 3 years of experience go with solution architect. So when you're going with solution architect foundation, it doesn't mean that yeah, it will have only about solution architect. It also covers about development. Okay. So variables, data manipulation, data tables, UI automation. If you just start with this, by the time you complete everything and you complete test suite and all, you will be able to understand each and every nook and corner of UiPath. Okay. And moreover, though it's telling that it is 1 hour, 4 hours, 3 hours, what I normally do is the videos that I take, I just make it at 2x or 3x speed, and then I listen and I complete the answers. So that's how you can complete. But I want each and every one of you to start with RPF foundation, and every day just go ahead and complete one task. By the day you reach at the end, everything will be completed. Okay, so this is apart from the 1 hour activity that you are spending with me to learn and the project that we are going to work. Okay, there are no shortcuts to success. I can give you the faster way, or I can give you the boost to reach to your goal. Okay. Thank you so much, Srinidhi, for your
Bajrang, can you
response.
please share that link?
It's
The
already there in
RP life cycle link.
which life cycle?
You have searched in Google
That one.
RPA life cycle.
Yeah. That you can search it anywhere. This is not like if you need not follow only this one.
Okay.
Okay, just search for it. This is by blueprint. I just took the first item because everything will have the same information. We just need to consume it. That's it. Okay. Okay, guys. So thank you so much, and I will stop the recording and I will share it with you guys. And officially welcome everyone to July 2022 sessions. If you are good, you can just tell bye and you can leave. Thank you so much. And one more thing. Let me just take the attendance list. Yeah, I have downloaded the attendance list. Okay. People who are not joining in the sessions, be aware, I'll be checking on everyday attendance. And I'm not sure how many of you know, I can just get to know when you joined and downloads. I can clearly see how much time you spent on this particular meeting. Like even if you left and come back, I can even track that. Okay, so Srikanth left, so he didn't join back. Okay, so just please check with that. Just make sure that you are staying till the end. Thank you. Bye bye everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Shalu, you're late, Shalu. Don't be late.